Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? Even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus.
He's saying AI is going to give us Jesus. Maybe AI is going to give us Jesus. Bro, you've been hanging out way too much with Peter Thiel and Mark Andreessen and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and all these billionaire robber baron assholes who are now convincing you of this fucking horseshit. He's already gotten weirdly religious before this. You guys remember that, right? Where he admitted, like, yeah, I go to church like all the time now.
Point out to people, they go, why do you go to church? Like, because when I was younger, I was very cynical about religion. And then I've got older. One of the things that I always say is, if there was a pill that could make you as nice as the people that I go to church with, everybody would be on it.
Yeah.
They are the nicest fucking people you will ever encounter.
So he's been going to church all the time, surrounding himself with right-wing assholes, surrounding himself with billionaires, and this is the result of that recipe. You put all those things together, right? Right-wing comedians, right-wing politicians, billionaire robber barons, AI goons, AI tech oligarchs, and all of a sudden you get like this, bro, wouldn't it be, maybe we're going to get Jesus, but like we're going to get Jesus through AI. And maybe AI is like Jesus, bro. Or it's God and it's going to give us Jesus. He's so massively pro AI, and this is probably why. Totally unaware of the colossal downsides. Everybody's going to lose their fucking jobs if these people are right. There's also no social safety net to save them when they lose their job. That's like revolution type that we're talking about. Electricity bills are skyrocketing right now because of these fucking data centers. Water is being used up super fucking fast because of these data centers. The data centers are poisoning the shit out of certain places. Memphis, Tennessee, you have all the jobs going away. You got all this horrible stuff, and here he is like...
If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
You don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence? Oh my God.
This is what happens when you're almost worth $1 billion and you smoke too much DMT and you hang out with Andreessen and Peter Thiel. This is what happens.
Doesn't that seem like the Antichrist to you? Doesn't that seem like the diametric?
Be improved upon.
But morally and ethically, not based on a lower latency, higher bandwidth compute interface. That seems like destructive. With our
maybe, but we could be improved upon, period. I don't think you could even say morally and ethically only.
I feel like Peter Thiel has converted him to Thielism. You know, Peter Thiel was asked if he wants humanity to survive on that New York Times podcast with Ross Douthat. And Ross Douthat was like, do you want humanity to survive? And he was like...
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would...
Because the real answer is no. Because what Peter Thiel actually wants is for everybody to become this transhumanist type organism where you're more cyborg than person. You can like download your consciousness. You can switch out your body parts. You know, you put Neuralink in your brain. Like they want you to become more of an AI machine. That's his actual belief. And so that's why this stuff is so dystopian. It's actually anti-human, like definitionally, objectively anti-human. And Joe Rogan, it appears like Peter Thiel has convinced him of his bull. In the same way, by the way, that the world's biggest con man, Elon Musk, has also convinced Joe Rogan that he's some fucking massive genius. I mean, there's nothing that's been sadder than watching Joe cuck himself to Elon over and over on these podcasts where he actually like looks up to this guy who's clearly a fucking massive idiot.
Probably one of the smartest human beings on the planet Earth. That guy's, you know that they think he might have invented Bitcoin? He's probably like one of the smartest human beings ever.
Genuinely treats Peter Thiel like he's not a person and like he actually has this forbidden knowledge and treats Elon Musk the same way. Meanwhile, they're complete robber baron billionaires who have basically rigged the government.
His acceptance speech in New York, he said there is no problem. What did he say about no problem too big for the government or too small for the government to fix?
We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve and no concern too small for it to care about.
Because I was like, boy, that sounds a lot like communism.
Communism. It sounds a lot like communism. Remember when Joe Rogan endorsed Bernie Sanders? Remember when he supported Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders describes himself as a democratic socialist. In reality, he's more of a social democrat. It's the exact same thing with Zoran. Zoran's policy platform, at one time or another, Rogan has supported. Most of those ideas are very similar ideas. And now here he is, communism. Who are you, Joe? Are you Sean Hannity? Are you Rush Limbaugh resurrected from the grave? Who are you? What have you become? Why don't you have another 17 billionaires on the show so you can suck them off again? How about that? Have on J.D. Vance and give him a hot stone massage. Break out the baby oil for Donald Trump again and let him lie to your audience for 3 hours straight.
Let me give you one that you may not know.
Okay.
Which I think you know everything, actually. As a student of yours. But
who are you anymore? All he's saying is, hey, how about we have a government that actually is responsive to your needs and helps you improve your life? That's all Zoran is saying, and they're going, no! I want to be a cuck to the government and let them steal my money and do nothing for me.
Because I was like, boy, that sounds a lot like communism.
That sounds like a terrifying misunderstanding about how the way things work.
It's going to be very fascinating to see what he's able to do and what he's not able to do and what the reaction is going to be. Something like, yeah, that's it. Or too small for it to care. No concern, too small for it to care about.
Man, that is...
They act like that's so scary. What that means is, like, if you tell your landlord, hey, like, this thing is broken in the house and you need to fix it. And the landlord's like, no, f off. I'm not going to fix that. Or like they're dragging their feet and not doing it for a month. That government should care about shit like that. That's what he's saying. Make the landlord fucking fix it. They all agree with the Reagan mindset of like, the scariest words in the English language are I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
That was the idea that defined the neoliberal era. Well, that helped get us where we are now, where the government is fucking insanely corrupt. I mean, look at what Trump is doing. Trump crypto scammed his own supporters. He launched a coin 2 days before his inauguration and scammed his own supporters. I mean, why is Trump giving $40 billion to Argentina at the same time he's freezing food stamp money for starving children in this country? So they got this cucked mindset of like, I don't want the government to do anything to help people. Well, you know, hey, maybe that's a easier position for you to take, Joe, since you're worth what, over $100 million now? Yeah, maybe you don't need the government, but other people, normal people, need the government to fucking make sure we don't get conned and to take care of the basics in a society like any civilized society would have. I mean, it was your buddy Elon Musk that destroyed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was basically just the anti-scam police. They would make sure you didn't get scammed by big banks or financial institutions. Of course I want my government to fucking look after me. I don't want some cuck where you pay them and then they take your money and do nothing for you in return. They take your money and send it all to fucking Benjamin Netanyahu, which is what they do now. This is what you guys are arguing for without even fucking realizing it.
This is people's solution. Like, we have so many problems. We just need to redistribute wealth and we need more government. Like, you just got to redistribute it through the government. Like, is this going to help normal people? What helps normal people usually is a thriving economy.
Yep.
I mean, this is just right-wing. That's all this is. This is just right-wing bullshit. Do I want a government that does prisons so that we don't have private for-profit prisons incentivizing more people to get locked up? Yes, of course. Of course. Do I want a government that does universal health care? Yes. Why do you think it is that Medicare is ranked the most liked healthcare in the country and private insurance is the least liked? Because Medicare is the government version where there's no fucking bullshit. Medicare Part D sucks, but that's because that's private. Do you notice here that not everything should be privatized, not everything should be capitalist, not everything should be for profit? This used to be called fucking common sense. Everybody used to understand this. But here he is fucking fear-mongering at the idea that the government can do basic ass shit. That's why we have Social Security. Social Security massively reduced poverty among senior citizens.
And the problem with that is some people have to get stupid rich when that happens, because there's some psychos that, you know, go full Jeff Bezos and, you know, you get worth hundreds of billions of dollars, or Zuck or Elon or any of these folks. You get into this weird place. But that's just an anomaly. And you got to, as long as they're not criminals or not doing anything really fucked up, unfortunately, that's going to happen.
Yeah, here's the problem, Joe. They are criminals. I'm sorry, but I think my whole audience understands this, but many other people do not understand this. In order to become a billionaire, you are by definition exploiting the shit out of workers, exploiting the shit out of them. And Elon Musk, for example, he's the king of vaporware. How many times did he say, I got this new product that's coming out next year, give me your down payment? And then he would fucking ghost people and not create the product. This idea that like extreme income and wealth inequality just happens. It's just the natural order of things. There used to be a time where the difference between the CEO, how much they make, and the average worker in the company, how much they make, it was like the CEO would make 40 times that of the average worker. Now it's like 350 times that of the average worker. That's a choice. That's a choice. It used to be the case even under Republican presidents like Eisenhower.
Also, you don't have limitations on how much you can succeed. And this sort of competition keeps everything rolling. It keeps everything thriving, and you get a good flowing economy. Obviously, I'm not an economist.
Yeah, no shit. He's spreading this bullshit idea that like capitalism is a meritocracy and the harder you work, the further you go. That's just not true. It's almost like the system is rigged. It's almost like you need a load of money to make more money, right? It's almost like income and wealth inequality is the point.
But my point is, the opposite, the other side of it is terrifying, because if you decide what people make and how much they make, and who gets to decide? Men with guns.
I can't with this.
The past 8 years, and now you've got this, because he was put in, it's almost like that energy has been transferred to Elon now. Because now, did you see the Elon protests? They're protesting Elon. They're literally standing out there with signs that say, arrest Elon Musk.
Listen, I guarantee it's organized.
Bro, the protests against Elon can't be organic. I like Elon.